Choosing appropriate materials for every phase of the drawing journey, from the tentative, hesitant marks of a complete beginner to the confident, deliberate choices of a seasoned professional, is a task far more complex than simply picking tools from a store shelf. On the surface, it might seem like a straightforward technical decision: pencils for sketching, watercolors for color, or oil paints for depth. But beneath this surface lies a much deeper interplay of perception, awareness, and self-knowledge. Materials are not passive instruments. They interact with the artist's state of mind, aspirations, fears, patience, and commitment. They reveal who we are, not just what we can create. Many beginners step into the artistic world filled with excitement, but often this excitement is fueled more by observation than actual practice. Social media, online galleries, tutorials, and live streams showcase works of incredible skill and polish. Artists who have spent decades refining their craft are presented in moments of seemingly effortless brilliance. Beginners often do not see the countless hours of practice, the mistakes, the failures, the repeated sketches, and the quiet persistence that underpin these finished pieces. As a result, there is a common misconception: the gap between a beginner and a professional is primarily a gap in materials. People imagine that a more expensive pencil, a larger set of colored pencils, branded sketchbooks, or professional-grade paints can somehow compress years of learning into months. They start to believe that the right tools are a hidden shortcut, a magic key to bridging skill gaps. This belief is natural. Humans are wired to seek immediate, tangible solutions. Buying something feels like action, while sitting down to practice for hours can feel slow, unrewarding, and frustrating. Yet the truth that slowly reveals itself through persistence is that materials alone do not make an artist. They are mirrors reflecting patience, attention, temperament, decision-making, confidence, and even fear. The cheapest pencil can produce immense growth in the hands of a dedicated learner, whereas the most expensive brush cannot save someone who avoids consistent practice. Choosing materials is never purely a technical or aesthetic decision. It is simultaneously psychological, educational, and artistic. At the true beginning of the journey, the honest, unglamorous beginning, there should be no pressure, no comparison, and no expectation. The beginner's stage is not about results, praise, or validation. The critical question is not, what will this drawing become? But, what am I truly seeing? Beginners are not tasked with imagining masterpieces or impressing others. Their task is observation. Learning to see is foundational. Noticing lines before shapes, understanding proportions before details, recognizing negative space before texture, and identifying mistakes before attempting to correct them. This stage is about laying the groundwork for perception and judgment, skills that will carry through every later phase of artistic development. Here, the simplest tools are the wisest choices. A basic graphite pencil is not cheap or temporary. It is forgiving, flexible, and infinitely adaptable. It allows erasing, repeating, and experimenting without consequences. Ordinary paper is not an insult to potential. It is a safe environment, a laboratory where the artist can explore without fear. The first colored pencils are not meant to impress. They are instruments to learn color itself, how pressure affects value, how one color manifests in multiple tones, how blending involves thoughtful decision-making rather than mindless mixing. Mistakes are not failures, they are lessons and essential data points in understanding how observation translates into marks on paper. The danger at this stage is impatience. Beginners often underestimate the importance of early exercises, wanting to skip forward to finished pieces. This impatience undermines skill development. The foundation phase is where the artist trains the eye, strengthens hand coordination, and develops an understanding of spatial relationships, value, and form. It is here that the long-term relationship with drawing is established. Every rushed stage leaves small gaps that can manifest as chronic challenges later. As practice continues, subtle internal changes occur. The artist's perception sharpens. They begin to notice differences in their own work across time. A sketch drawn today may be more precise than one from a week ago. Certain lines may have become more confident, shading more nuanced, forms more balanced. This growing awareness naturally sparks the desire for better materials, but this desire emerges organically from growth, not from impatience or comparison. High-quality colored pencils offer deeper, richer tones and smoother blending, yet they also expose weaknesses in understanding color and value. Charcoal, by its nature, shifts focus from precise lines to masses, shapes, shadows, and light, fostering a holistic perspective. It records hesitation, nerves, and decision-making, forcing honesty in the mark-making process. Markers provide another kind of lesson: immediacy and permanence. They create striking visuals quickly, which is motivating, but they teach restraint because corrections are often impossible. This stage introduces a crucial realization: art is not simply about the final result, but about process, approach, and intention. The questions evolve: not only what to draw, but how to draw it, and what processes feel meaningful and satisfying. The intermediate stage is where drawing transitions from a sporadic activity to a habitual practice. The artist no longer waits for inspiration. Drawing becomes part of daily life. Materials are no longer inert tools but active participants with unique characteristics. Watercolors teach humility. Touch the paper without forethought, and the paint behaves unpredictably. Mastery involves planning, patience, and acceptance that control is limited. Watercolors reveal impatience immediately, rewarding calm and deliberate action, and demonstrating the expressive power of empty space. Acrylics, conversely, demand decisiveness. They dry rapidly, requiring clear intention or risk visual confusion. Pastels offer expressive freedom but necessitate awareness and control. Without understanding, spontaneous marks can become disorderly chaos. At this stage, materials are respected as collaborators, not mere instruments. Each medium carries strengths, limitations, and personality. Mastery comes not from dominating materials, but from responding intelligently to them. Experimentation is essential, combining media, exploring texture, and learning how one material's behavior informs another's approach. Professionalism in art is less about accolades or external validation and more about internal stability. It is the quiet confidence where one stops questioning worthiness and begins asking whether the work is truthful. At this level, materials are chosen thoughtfully to serve the work, not ego. Oil paints may be selected for their depth and slow drying times, allowing reflection and revision. Mixed media may be embraced for breaking conventions and integrating unexpected textures. Even the pencil may return, not for simplicity, but for its directness and clarity. By now, artistic decisions are intellectual and considered, not reactive or performative. Each medium presents challenges. Pencils can feel blunt, markers are unforgiving, watercolors are delicate, acrylics are fast and demanding, oils require patience and commitment. Artists do not avoid these challenges. They learn to work within them. The journey of drawing is not a race, a competition, or an examination. It is an evolving relationship between artist, materials, and self. Growth is non-linear, doubt persists, and yet progress is inevitable through persistence. Persistence is unique. It is the only material that cannot be bought or replaced. Choosing materials that support continuity and habit is more valuable than chasing novelty or prestige. Draw consistently, even amidst uncertainty, frustration, or confusion. Over time, repeated practice not only develops skill but shapes character, discipline, and perception. In practical terms, thoughtful material selection can be broken into several guiding principles. 1. Begin with forgiveness and flexibility. Use pencils, erasers, and basic paper to explore without fear. Mistakes are data. Repetition is growth. 2. Develop perception first, tools second. Observation, attention to line, and understanding form precede advanced tools. 3. Let skill dictate material needs. As abilities grow, higher quality or specialized materials are introduced naturally to refine and challenge skills. 4. Respect each medium as a collaborator. Materials are not inert. They respond and demand awareness, patience, and intentionality. 5. Prioritize consistency over aesthetics. The most expensive tools mean little without persistent practice. 6. Embrace challenges. Difficult materials teach lessons impossible to acquire otherwise. 7. Revisit basics frequently. Even seasoned artists benefit from pencils and simple papers to reconnect with fundamentals. Through these stages, the artist gradually understands the layered interplay of mind, hand, and material. Drawing evolves from a technical activity into a deeply personal dialogue, a lifelong conversation with paper and pigment. Each phase prepares the next, each medium teaches a unique lesson, and each mistake adds wisdom. And with that, we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content. Your support truly means a lot to me.